news at noon. But what we know is that a guy drove himself to LBJ Hospital in the pickup truck. His passenger died. The driver was shot in the face and is being treated there right now. So again, information is just trickling in. We will update the article that we've linked up above. If and when we get that, we will share it with you. You can also get more information on our web or through our mobile app, the KHOU 11 mobile app. Can you tell it's my Monday?
Yes.
Whew, okay. By Friday, it all just flows out. The next story is another one from overnight that we've been tracking, and a lot of developments with this one. So initially when the report came in, it sounded like this crash on Old Humble Road in Aldine was maybe related to street racing. That's what deputies said when they got on scene. Now they know that alcohol was probably involved. They say they found out that the driver, whose name is Joseph Mize, had come from a bar where he'd been drinking, and when the deputies went to go notify his family, they thought he had probably been arrested for another DWI. He's been charged 3 times. But the sad fact is he rolled his car and died. He wasn't wearing a seatbelt. We've talked about stories like this so often where the driver hurts another person. I feel like we tell these stories too often, especially someone who has a repeat history with DWI. It's just heartbreaking. I can't imagine what it feels like for his family. So please let that be a reminder, especially since it is Mardi Gras, big party night ahead of Lent. Just be safe when you're out there. Keep an eye on your friends. Make sure they're getting home safe. There's so many rideshare options and cabs and friends couches, places and people who will make sure you are safe tonight. Don't become another one of the statistics that we have all too often in roads here in Harris County. It's heartbreaking, and you don't want to break your family's heart. So just think twice before that happens. And a third breaking overnight story. This is a home invasion that happened in the Stonehaven apartment homes. That's in the 15,300 block of the Northwest Freeway. So overnight, about just before 10 last night, 3 guys pushed a woman down. She's 63, pushed her down as they broke into her apartment. Got in there. They're not really sure what they took. The deputies are looking for surveillance video. Not a lot of information on this story at all, except for deputies aren't really sure who they're looking for. So that's why that surveillance video could help. I'm breathing because I don't know how I would respond if I were the woman in this next story. I think most women, it's really hard to put yourselves in this position unless something like it has happened to you. But our KHU 11 investigator, Cheryl Mercedes, talked to a woman from Conroe who went in to have a partial hysterectomy, just her uterus taken out. And instead, she says the doctor mistakenly took out her ovaries and fallopian tubes as well. So basically, she has early onset menopause. Now, she was 44 when she had that surgery. It's 5 years on. She's suing the doctor and the hospital where the surgery happened. Again, this is an investigation that Cheryl Mercedes worked on. If you want to read more about it or watch Cheryl's story, I really encourage you to click the link up above. There's a whole lot more to it, but it's, I think for any woman who knows what that means when your ovaries and fallopian tubes are removed, that's just a horrific accident, if it was that to have happened. So read up on that. And finally,
I would
the Super Bowl
very much want to
halftime show. Shakira, J-Lo brought in a lot of complaints to the FCC. About 1,300 people complained. About 150 of them are from Texas. I dug through to find the ones from the Houston area. Is that not playing? Is it having issues?
It's trying. I'll try again. Keep going.
Basically, people are complaining that it wasn't okay for kids, that the performers were too scantily clad, that the camera angles were inappropriate. It's really interesting to see how people respond to this. So on our Facebook page, there was overwhelming support for J-Lo and Shakira. Most people were defending them, calling it a great show. When we asked this morning on H-Town Rush whether viewers would like to see a more family-friendly halftime show, the overwhelming majority said yes. So kind of different questions there. I think you could still enjoy the Shakira J-Lo show and want a more family-friendly experience for next year, but just a very interesting dialogue going. Erica ran the numbers on this, and it was like 1 in every 1,000 people or something like that. Oh, we have Erica. Erica's standing by for the forecast. Yeah. You did the numbers on this because 102 million people watched the Super Bowl and 1,300 people filed complaints. So what was it? You said like 1 in 1,000 complained?
Yeah, so it was 0.001. So 1,000th of a percent, meaning, yeah, if we had 1,000 people, every one out of those 1,000 made a complaint. So really, I mean, let's just say everyone enjoyed it minus that one person. You know?
Exactly. Compared to when about 500,000 people filed a complaint when the whole Janet Jackson Nipplegate thing happened at the Super Bowl here in Houston back in 2004.
Yeah, it's usually the minority that have the loudest voice, right? I mean, they want to be heard, and I get it, to each their own.
Absolutely. I don't think there's going to be any dispute over your forecast today. It sounds pretty darn nice.
Yeah, we're talking about sunshine coming back, so mostly sunny skies already kicking off your Tuesday morning. Big difference for your morning commute versus yesterday. It was just such a mess outside. So let's take a look at your current temperatures right now. We're settling in at low 50s, I think. Sorry, my graphics being a little slow here. It's loading right now. So low 50s is what we're waking up to at the moment if you're waking up right now, but we dropped down to the upper 40s. So overall that is a big cool down because technically we did have a front that pushed through yesterday. That's what brought in the rain. And so this morning we're on average 10 to 20 degrees cooler than yesterday. Okay, lots of 50s still for coastal areas and 40s, saying goodbye to 40s as we'll warm up and actually have an above average day. Our highs today will be in the 70s, about 5 degrees above average. Our forecast high 73 degrees this afternoon, and our normal is 68 degrees. So not too bad. It's definitely going to feel like spring outside. So we're sandwiched in between two systems. The system that pushed through yesterday, we have a dry air mass behind that. Clouds now leaving, and notice another cold front knocking on our doorstep. That cold front, it's pushing through tonight, so that's going to reinforce the drier air mass. Doesn't have much moisture at all to work with, so we're expecting this to be a very dry front after a beautiful Tuesday with mostly sunny skies and temperatures in the 70s. That front pushes through tonight. What it's going to do is actually give us a temperature drop, aside from what cold front number 1 did yesterday. Didn't really drop our temperatures too much, but here's a look at the numbers that we're tracking for the next 3 days. So after the cold front pushes through this morning, or tonight, excuse me, we'll be 20 degrees cooler for your afternoon high. It'll be a chilly start to your morning. Lots of sunshine tomorrow. Definitely sunny skies, but it's also going to be windy behind this front. It's coming in from Canada. It's stronger, has colder air to work with, and has a very tight pressure gradient. So what that is the closer that low pressure is to high pressure, then the closer those two systems are, that creates stronger winds. And that's what we're going to have for tomorrow. Also, temperatures by Thursday morning, we're expecting a light area-wide freeze. Couple of exceptions maybe for the coastal counties, but most of us will be waking up to a light freeze by Thursday morning. So just a reminder, tomorrow night, we'll continue to remind you guys, is when you want to protect your plants. Try to bring in any animals that can come inside. Just keep them nice and cozy, nice and comfortable, some shelter possibly, because it's going to be a chilly start to the day on Thursday. Also, update on allergy index. Guys, we're seeing a lot of oak out there. So if you're running into a lot of issues, respiratory issues, coughing, sneezing, I know I've heard a lot of it here in the newsroom alone, it's likely because of oak. 1,119 grains per cubic meter. That is high specifically for this time of the year. So that is our spring pollen, and it has spiked significantly very early on in the season. Okay, your 7-day forecast looks like this. This is the only strong cold front we're tracking, with lots of sunshine for this 7 days. I don't think anyone's complaining about the sun. We'll have 2 mornings where we wake up to 30s, 1 morning with an area-wide light freeze, and then we warm up just in time for the weekend. Looks pretty nice. South winds bring back a spotty shower possible for Sunday, but Brandy, I think this weekend we can call it pretty safe for everyone and their outdoor plans.
I'm fine with that full forecast. Yeah, it's a little bit cold in there, but hey, it's sunny.
Yeah, and today's a good day to wash your car. I learned a little bit ago, Brandy has never washed her car.
I bought it 2 years ago.
I think it's time, Brandy. I think it's time.
Okay, fine. I do have to go get it checked out for a nail in the tire, so maybe it'll get the full care today.
There you go. Might as well.
Thank you,
2 birds
Erica.
and 1 stone.
Yeah, exactly. 2 questions that I saw in our comments that I want to follow up on. First one was Jessica that asked why my face looks wet. It's just that I put my makeup on at 4:15 this morning and I haven't put any more powder. I'm just shiny. I'm just a shiny person. Normally I remember to like dab it off, but it's basically been on for 4.5 hours. So there's a little sheen to it. No highlighter, just a gross face. I apologize. And Claire commented on the investigation that Cheryl Mercedes did and said, I had a full hysterectomy at 28. She says, I survived and so can she. I think the issue here is that she wasn't supposed to have a full hysterectomy. So imagine waking up and finding out that you have to take estrogen pills for the rest of your life when that wasn't part of the surgery that you had planned. And according to some court documents, the doctor admitted that he made a mistake. And it was all related to his battle with Parkinson's. So read up on that because it is, it's interesting. There are a lot of layers to it. Brandon, was there anything you saw besides my gross face? Ivan, can you hand me a Kleenex? Thank you, sir.
Quick cameo by Ivan back there. We have 2 people here talking about the Super Bowl show. Imelda and Kat are all for it. They say that they didn't really see anything wrong with the Super Bowl performance. You know, and we talked about earlier the comparison between Adam Levine taking his shirt off and everything.
Yeah, last year Adam Levine ripped off his shirt and he was wearing super low-rise jeans that I think were popular for girls in like maybe 2002. He got 55 complaints to the FCC as a result. Pretty different. I see both sides. If you are pretty good about keeping your kids away from more sexualized content, I understand why it might be considered offensive, but anymore, like, you can't watch cheerleaders on the sidelines, you can't watch any primetime TV program, you can't watch any popular music videos. All of that is off limits because it all kind of looks like that. So that's a challenge, definitely a challenge as a parent.
Yeah, we do have one comment here from Sylvia saying, don't worry, she never washed her car and she got it in 2013, so you're not alone.
Sylvia is my people.
I mean, Sylvia, to be fair, our new location is right across the street from a Mr. Car Wash, which Brandy has to pass to go home. So,
it's true.
She doesn't really have an excuse.
It seems like such a huge waste of money, though. I don't want to pay $28 to wash my car. There are 2 groups of people in this world, I think. You are either one of those people who invests a lot in your car. You probably got something that was on the higher end of your price range. You love it, you cherish it, you take very good care of it. I very much see it as 4 wheels to get me from point A to point B so I don't have to run or bike there. And I appreciate it very much. I probably don't take as good a care of it as I should. especially if you see the pile of like Mountain Dew bottles in the passenger side floorboard. It's almost to the seat. It's not almost to the seat. I promise I clear it out. But my boyfriend makes fun of me a lot for that. So do my kids, but yeah. They get the back seat. Everything's clear and clean in the back seat.
Oh, so it's just the passenger seat is your...
Because it's right there.
Mm.
Go bloop. I spend too much time in the car. We all do in Houston, honestly.
Yeah, that's the big thing for me is that I spend so much time in the car that I feel a need to keep it pretty clean. Because it's like my living room. I keep my living room pretty clean too.
Keep my living room clean.
There's not a corner that's just stacked full of Mountain Dew bottles. Ah, okay. All right, that's the
Not
aim
in
update.
the living room, but there is a very large recycling pile that grows between me and my roommate. I eventually have to cart everything off to the recycling center. When I do, they're going to think I have a serious problem because it's like months and months of soda and beer cans.
Get your 5 cents back and you can buy yourself a car wash.
You don't get 5 cents here.
Just drive it to another state.
Go to Oregon.
Get your car wash money.
That's a whole other topic to bring up one of these days because I don't understand why we don't have deposit. Anyway, okay. With that, I'll remind you that there is an update at 2:15 this afternoon for all the latest, probably some updates on a few of the stories we've talked about this morning. But for now, I'm going to leave you before I go on any more rants. Have a wonderful day.